we'll bank that for the next one. There you go. Mr. Stauber.
Mr. Larson, I'll just take your 30 seconds anyways. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I appreciate you having this meeting. I recently discussed crime on public transportation in another subcommittee hearing, but I think this discussion bears repeating. In the last few years, Minnesota, like many states, adopted policies that punished law enforcement and took away their resources. They complemented this with policies that extended leniency to criminal behavior, and now our public transit systems are a breeding ground for crime. Between January and April of 2024, Minnesota Metro Transit reports a total of 1,248 criminal incidents. This number includes 230 assaults, 457 drug offenses, and 299 destruction of property incidents. Instead of cracking down on the bad behavior, the Democrat trifecta in Minnesota, they took a different approach. Fare violations are now a $35 ticket instead of a $180 misdemeanor charge. And they've replaced police officers with full arrest powers with transit rider investment agents, trip agents, non-police agents who are to remind criminals of the behavior rules. These soft on crime policies are exactly why Metro Transit still only has half the ridership they did at pre-pandemic levels. Mr. Regan, we've seen countless reports citing incidents in which bus and rail workers have been gruesomely attacked by unruly passengers, putting the safety of transit workers, commuters, and pedestrians at risk. Can you elaborate on how crime has impacted transit workers?
Well, in some cases, it's been catastrophic. We've had members die on the job, attacked while driving a bus, for example. In other cases, it is the broader trend. In my view, as I just mentioned, it is a deterrent towards doing the hiring, meeting the hiring goals that transit agencies all across the country are meeting here. So I am encouraged by what the Federal Transit Administration released about a month ago, the passenger safety and transit safety plans.
Are you going to request police officers with full arrest powers, or people that just remind people of bad behavior?
We have not taken a position on that moving forward.
So let me ask you this: are you saying your union workers are okay with reminding people of bad behavior?
Again, we have not taken a position. That's not something. What I hear from our members is they want more active engagement from their employers, from their agencies, to make sure that their concerns and their needs are being met when they're on the job. We are in the process of engaging with them in this process, and the federal government is providing good leadership when it comes to the real safety concerns on board these buses and transit systems.
You know, Representative Quigley and I went to the Metra in Chicago, very impressive. I don't think those union workers would be okay with people, trip agents, being, quote, reminders to criminals of their bad behavior, assaulting your workers. I, along with several members of this committee, have attempted to communicate with the Federal Transit Administration the dangers that our transit workers and law-abiding citizens face on transit. Have you felt that your expressed concerns have been heard by the agency? Because I feel that Congress has been ignored.
I certainly, during the rulemaking process for the passenger and transportation worker safety plans that were just released, we had extensive conversations with them, and a lot of our concerns were met. The original version was not quite what we would have envisioned, what we would have liked. The final version certainly met a lot more of our needs that are binding in terms of worker engagement with their employers, ensuring that we can develop these plans. And by the way, I think more importantly, having we need to have more information, more data about where the risk factors are and where the problems are. And these safety plans that are going to be developed with worker input will help allow us to make further steps down the road to try to address some of those problems.
How long do you think before that safety plan will be implemented?
Well, there are requirements on all of the transit agencies to adopt these plans. I think it will vary depending on which agency and how they're going to engage in the process. But we intend to hold everyone accountable because our members' lives and well-being are at risk.
Yeah, and I agree with you. We talked safety, safety, safety. It's first, second, third priority, and I appreciate that. But I don't think your union members would be okay with reminders or transit trip agents for violent behavior. I think that's what gives our transit a bad name.
Well,
I yield back.
Violent
Gentleman
behavior is
yields.
a crime.
Gentleman yields.
regardless.
Gentleman is yielded. Ms. Napolitano.